an excellent playmaker, a hard worker in the corners, and a second-time All-Star. From the Indianapolis Racers, number 6, Michel Parizeau. A 5-year Major League veteran, among the league's top 10 scorers all season, the captain of the Indianapolis Racers, number 7, Hugh Harris. Another of professional hockey's all-time great defensemen, playing in his 4th WHA All-Star Game. From the Indianapolis Racers, number 12, Pat Stapleton. On the way to his best season ever in the WHA, playing in his 1st All-Star Game. From the Indianapolis Racers, number 15, Blair McDonald. The coach of the East Division All-Stars is the coach of last season's Eastern Division champions, Indianapolis Racers, Jacques Demers. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1977 World Hockey Association East Division All-Stars. And representing the East Division All-Stars, Captain Pat Stapleton.
There's Gordie Howe, 29th season in professional hockey. More of everything than anybody else has ever done in the game, Bob.
Not getting older, getting better. Every time I see him, he plays a better hockey game. The Indianapolis Racer line out for the East now. Michel Parizeau at center, number 6. Hugh Harris, number 7 on the left wing, and Blair McDonald, number 15 on the right wing.
And Gordie Roberts back on defense with Tommy Abrahamson, the Racers and the Whalers. What an unusual combination to put them together. Here's Tommy A down the middle. Gives it to little Michel Parizeau, who dumps it in. I have to ask you about the stick that little Michel plays with. It's got to be one that he got in the little hockey store someplace, because it's the shortest one, I think, in professional hockey. We'll talk about that later.
He has it works.
It works, right. Here's Hugh Harris. Red line. Dumps it right side. McDonald. Shot and a save. They freeze it in the corner to the right of Wayne Rutledge, and with 11:16 to go here in the opening period, we're still scoreless as we take a look at little mighty Michel.
Tell you, Michel Parizeau, one heck of a hockey player.
Here come the Racers. McDonald on the right side with Harris left side, 2-on-1. Hugh Harris in, shot, save. Rebound, Gordie Roberts. You know, that'll get a whistle and get a face-off for the West down in the East zone next to Rutledge. Here's
How valuable was Pat Stapleton? He blocked a shot with a stick there, and then also blocked one with his glove. I know you remember a game right here in this building last year in the playoffs where he took one out of the net that was going in that saved the Indianapolis Racers in that particular hockey game. Pat will stop him with as much finesse as the goaltender.
Well, Hugh Harris almost got it into the balcony here. There, you see him.
Good block by Barry Wilkins and a good drop pass from Serge Bernier to Hugh Harris, who with 55 points among the top 10 in the scoring in the league, and Huey almost had a chance.
Seconds to go, second period. It's 2-1. There's Michel Parizeau. I talked a little. I talked several minutes ago about his little stick. Did you ever measure it? Really, it is about the smallest that we've seen. We talked about it, and there you get a good chance. Looks like it's broken the end of it on top of everything else.
Yeah, Mike plays.
Does he feel there's a reason for that? Is it just his style?
That's just his style. It's a stick that feels comfortable. All the guys have to have one that feels comfortable, and Mike likes that particular one. It works well for him.
Sure does. He's an exciting young player to watch. Exactly a minute and a half to go in the hockey game. 1 minute, 30 seconds to go in the 5th annual World Hockey Association All-Star Game from the Hartford Civic Center. East All-Stars leading 4-2. The scoring went this way early in the period, midway in the first period. Trombley. I'd like to have you meet one of the hardest working coaches, a very young coach, perhaps the youngest coach in professional hockey, and he's the coach tonight with a smile on his face, the coach of the Indianapolis Racers during all the regular season play, and tonight the winning coach for the East Division All-Stars, Jacques Demers. Congratulations.
Well, it's a great thrill to be here, the winning column again, and I thought we had a little trouble because the ice was tilted. So I asked them to put a little more water down and in the third period to go up the hill a little more. But it was a great thrill to coach these guys, really, Bill. Had a great time.
It always seems that whenever you come to this building, this is my first time to talk to you as a winning coach, but your announcer, Bob Lamy, who has been working with us, and we're going to get back in here very shortly, is always interviewing you, and you always have a smile in Hartford. You work very hard, Jacques, and congratulations tonight. Just a super entertaining hockey game.
Well, it's a pleasure to play in Hartford. The fans are great, and it's a good hockey town, and every time we come here, we seem to have success, but with the acquisition maybe of some other players in the future, I think that it's going to be a little tougher. But tonight, the full house, the fans were great. And, you know, when you have a bunch of all-stars like Bernier, Tardif, Stapleton, and even our Parizeau, Leclerc, Parizeau and B.J. McDonald, and Huey Harris, Leclerc must be thinking about me. We have a good time, you know, and tonight playing against Gordie Howe and Bobby Hall, the great athletes, and it was a great thrill for me.
You think you'd win your division if you had that squad playing 480 games?
I stick with my racers all the time.
Jock, well said. Congratulations again. We're going to bring in, this is an Indianapolis night now, we're going to bring in Bob Lamy. We've just about run out of time. Congratulations to you. Look forward to seeing you again. You won't be back here again until Saturday night, but that time it'll be with the Indianapolis Racers. Congratulations again.
Pleasure. Thank you, Bill.
And Bob Lamy is back with us. I don't think that the bunting really is any different, Bob. I guess it's the anticipation, the excitement that each and every individual builds into his own mind. I look forward to it. It was just a great evening.
Yeah, Bill, I think that's the key. The fans came here. They got a great show. They got a great game. The goaltending was excellent. There were 6 goals scored in the game, the East getting 4 of them. There was good, solid defensive play. The fans just were super here tonight, and boy, I was happy to see George or somebody from the Whalers score, because that's always great when a hometown guy gets a goal or makes a big play. And Tommy Abrahamson made a couple of big plays. Gordie Roberts stopped a 3-on-1 break. So the Whaler fans had to be very, very happy here. I think the key, though, was the goaltending. Louis Levasseur, John Garrett, they were just outstanding. And there was some talk around that maybe one or both of them shouldn't have been on the team, and maybe people didn't know what they were doing. And I have a sneaky suspicion that Louis and John got together and said, you want to bet we're not supposed to be here, and we'll just show you. Joe Daly didn't play that badly. A couple of the goals scored on him, no one in the world could have stopped. And the starting goaltender, Wayne Rutledge, was just great for the West, too. So you got to see Gordie. He didn't score, but he did an awful lot of things. There will be a lot of folks go home with bruises tomorrow, and they'll be able to tell you Gordie was here tonight. Excellent hockey game. The 2 young defensemen from Cincinnati, Ron Plum, John Hughes, played very, very well together. You know, Pat Stapleton and J.C. Trombley, it's almost like putting 2 bookends together. You know they're going to play well. Gordie Roberts, Tommy Abrahamson came up big. Tommy hasn't played all that much, as you well know, Bill, and maybe he was struggling a little bit, but boy, did he put on a show here tonight. But I was really happy to see Plum and John Hughes, who have been overlooked, both of them, from Cincinnati, play as well as they did. Jock, I'm sure, has said something, but Huey Harris, Blair McDonald, and Michel Parizeau did not score tonight, but did a good job defensively, and Michel had the breakaway, and I'm sure I'll hear about that on the plane back. It was all the goaltender's fault. But whatever happened, it was a great hockey game here, and I really enjoyed it. Boy, you know, I'm glad we didn't have to go overtime, because we'd had to put on another Louis Levasseur show, and I don't know if I can handle it.
Bob, we've talked about Houston, about Indianapolis, about Cincinnati, about the teams in Canada. Everywhere you go, all the WHA cities, they all have their stars. Their stars were all here tonight. We might not have mentioned each of the stars in the same light because of the circumstances of who scored, who did the goaltending, and so on. But no matter where they were from, they're the best in the league, and they were here tonight, and they came proudly, and I thought they performed proudly.
I think they did the league justice tonight. This was a heck of an all-star game, better than most you're going to see no matter what the league is, and just super play on both ends. And you're right, maybe we didn't mention some of the guys as much as we should have, but everybody contributed here tonight, and everybody did a good job. Richie Leduc, Dennis Sobchuk, he had a couple of big shots tonight, and Dennis, I think characterizing Dennis Sobchuk, went up to Jacques Demers yesterday, shook his hand, and said, "Thanks, Coach. I really appreciate this, and I'll work for you tomorrow night." And he did, and that's all a coach can ask for. And Jacques told me, he says, you know, go out and have fun. These guys had fun and played a heck of a hockey game, too.
Well, Robert, it's all over now. Now we have to go back to work, and you, as I said to your coach, you won't be back until Saturday night. We look forward to seeing you again then. From the New England Whalers' point of view, they would like it if you would let them win once this year. It'll be a great, great game, and I have to say to you, personally, I enjoyed working with you very, very much, as always, and we look forward to seeing you again. And we'll be at the 6th game in Houston, and I'm sure you'll be there.
Yeah, we'll be arguing again, just like always. It was a thrill for me, and thanks, Bill.
Okay, Bob Lamey from the Indianapolis Racers.